Good morning, everyone. Welcome to Saturday morning Medical Qigong practice. I'm Mary Francis. I'm one of Henry Molly's students. And maybe you heard my dad earlier. He's watching, and my mom they're both watching as well. So welcome to Saturday practice. Today we're working on the basic eight for our first part, and then for our last part, 15 minutes or so. After the first 30 minutes, we're going to work on the Rejuvenation series, and we're going to start out with the wave. So let's go ahead and begin with our regular practice and work on the basic eight. So we're opening up. We're going to do the traditional warm-up for the basic eight first, which is circular breathing, settling into the space. Allowing the bottoms of the feet to melt into the earth. Softening the knees. Relaxing the low back. Relaxing the shoulders. Softening the jaw. Allowing the tip of the tongue to touch the roof of the mouth. And the very top of the head to reach up into the sky. We're going to let the arms float a little bit away from the torso, closing the eyes. Inhaling through the nose to the lower dantian, allowing it to fill up with energy. Exhaling down to the perineum. Inhaling up to the big spine point. Exhaling to the palms of the hands. Again, inhaling to the lower dantians. Exhaling down to the perineum. Inhaling up to the big spine point. Exhaling to the palms of the hands. Inhaling, lower dantian. Exhaling down to the perineum. Inhaling up to the big spine point. And exhaling to the palms of the hands. Continuing on at your own pace. Allowing the breath and the chi to flow through this circular route. Allowing the mind to relax into the exercise. Allowing the body to relax into the space. And allowing the chi to flow freely through this circular route. Getting ready to finish up. Opening the eyes when you're ready. Letting the arms come back down to the sides and closing by bringing that left foot back to the right. Starting out with the lung large intestine exercise, opening up. Inhaling and exhaling. In and out. Inhaling and exhaling. In and out. Inhaling and exhaling. Continuing on, allowing your breath cycle to be the gauge of how quickly or slowly you move through the exercise. If the mind starts to wander away or start chewing on other issues, go ahead and gently bring it back to the moment. Letting it know that it gets this time to relax. Allowing the mind to sink into the exercise. Getting ready to close. Closing, moving straight into the spleen and stomach exercise. Inhaling. And exhaling. If you want to take the extra inhalation and exhalation, this would be where you do it. After the exhalation, switching the hands. Inhaling. And exhaling. The modified inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. The traditional version, going straight to the next. Allowing the mind to relax into the breath. Getting ready to close. Closing. Our heart, small intestines exercise. Inhaling. Exhaling. In. And out. Getting ready to close. Releasing. Closing. Our kidney urinary bladder exercise. Inhaling. Pausing the breath. And then exhaling. Getting ready to close. Releasing. Closing. Our pericardium Sanjiao exercise. Inhaling all the way up to just underneath the shoulders. Exhaling completely. Inhale. And exhale. In. And out. About one more time on each side. Closing. Our liver gallbladder exercise. Inhaling. Exhaling. In. And out. Getting ready to close. Releasing. Closing. Our ring channel exercise. I'm doing the modified version first. Inhaling. And exhaling. In. And out. The more traditional version. And closing. Our dew channel exercise. Grasping our ball of chi. The modified version, inhaling and exhaling. In and out. The classical, inhaling all the way to the left. Exhaling all the way to the right. Getting ready to close. Releasing, closing, keeping the feet together, bringing the palms together, washing the face 9 times. The brow, wiping up and down the entirety of the nose, and circling in and out 9 times each. Dredging all the using all the fingertips to dredge the channels of the scalp. And then beating the drum 9 times. Grasping the ears. Popping the cork. Uniting the Ren and the Du, circling in and then out. Massaging the jaw. Our number changes to 12 times total, or 6 times each side. We're drawing the energy down from the head to the torso. 12 times total. And then down the breastbone, 12 times total. Taking the palms, resting them at the lower dantian, 3 4-finger rest beneath the belly button in the midline. We're closing the eyes. Inhaling through the nose, guiding the breath in the chi to the lower dantian, allowing it to fill up with energy. Exhaling, allowing the energy to settle and store so that you can use it throughout the rest of your day. Inhaling, guiding all the breath and the chi, that chi that you've been cultivating for the past half hour, into the lower dantian, allowing it to fill up. Exhaling, allowing that energy to settle and store. Inhaling and exhaling at your own pace, allowing the mind to relax into the breath, allowing the breath to relax the body. And allowing the chi to settle and store so that you may use it throughout the rest of your day. Thank you everyone so much for waking up early on a Saturday morning to come hang out with us. If you want to stick around for the first part of the rejuvenation, then please do so. Otherwise, I hope we get to see you tomorrow for class, as well as Social Sunday, where Henry is going to be back. So let's go ahead and start out with rejuvenation. As some of you know, there is an opening and a closing specific to rejuvenation. We're not going to do that today. We're simply going to work on that first exercise, the wave. So we're going to do it in parts. Let's go ahead and warm up first. I think that's going to make things a little easier later on down the road. So we're going to open up. Feet are going to be hip width, shoulder width apart. And what I want us to work on are actually shoulder circles, okay? So you're going to bring the shoulders forward. You're going to raise them up, allow them to come back and down, okay? Shoulders are going to come forward, up, back, and down. Now you don't want to move into any, you don't want to cause any pain. So if you have shoulder issues, you may want to go more relaxed with this. But if your shoulders can take it, go ahead and really enjoy that feeling of moving the ball around within the socket, that ball and socket joint of the shoulder. Okay. Good. All right, so now what I'd like is for there to be a little bit more movement of the arms. We're going to bring the shoulders forward, up, and then allow the elbows to pull back just a little bit and then float down with the shoulders coming down, right? So the shoulders come forward, up, the elbows follow, the shoulders pull back, the elbows are also pulling back a little bit, and the arms are floating down. So we've got a little bit of this motion going on. We've got little circles here by the hips that the wrists and the palms loosely follow. We're not forcing anything right now. And if you've already done this exercise, you probably know where we're going. But if this is new to you, I just want you to be able to experience this movement with the arms, with the shoulders, elbows, wrists, and hands, in a nice relaxed manner. Okay, so we're just enjoying that circular movement and the relaxed movement of the whole upper limb. Okay, we want to keep all of this nice and relaxed. Okay, do that maybe one more time. And now we're going to get into the actual mechanics of the exercise. So in this exercise, we start out with the feet at that hip width, shoulder width distance apart. The feet are parallel. If you want to widen the stance a bit, you can. I'm going to work from the side for a bit. We're going to bend the knees, sticking the hips back, okay? That's going to help with the center of gravity. So the hips are starting backwards. The knees are bent, and then the backs of the hands are going to come together behind, theoretically, the ankles. And you're going to allow the head to follow the gaze of the backs of the hands. Okay, so the backs of the hands are together as such. And then you're simply going to go from the hips behind the feet relatively. I'm exaggerating a little bit. This is part of this is how it feels as opposed to how it actually is. But the hips from back behind are going to start coming forward as our back goes from rounded to arched, okay? So we start from rounding to arching. This is all it is, okay? So we've got the backs of the hands together. We're gonna unfurl the back, and as the back unfurls, the shoulders are gonna roll back, and hips are going to push forward. So the shoulders are now going backward, whereas the hips are going forward, and the hands are going to press against the earth. about the level of the hips, okay? We're still facing forward, about 60 degrees up, our gaze. And then we're simply going to reposition by letting the hips and the arms go back as the shoulders go forward. Arms sweep forward, and then the hands dive between the ankles once again at the start. So we're unfurling the back, allowing the scapula to really expand. And then the hips are moving forward, the shoulders are moving backward, and the palms are facing the earth. Then we reposition by simply bringing the hips back behind us again, and the backs of the hands forward, diving through. Okay, so let's work and play with that mechanical aspect for just a bit before we get into the breath. Just allowing that movement of the spine. Now, if that feels very extreme, as always, please feel free to modify. So if your back isn't feeling it this morning, you are welcome to modify as much as you want, even from here. Works well, because you're still getting that curling and opening, that closing and opening sensation, okay? Remember, always feel free to modify. And subtle movements are just as impactful as the more dramatic movements. Okay, let's go ahead and add in the breath. So from here, we're on an exhale, our breath is empty, and then we're gonna inhale, and then about here, we're gonna start making the transition from inhalation to exhalation. And then we're inhaling, and then exhale. So it's a kind of two-part breath, or four-part breath, depending on your outlook. We're inhaling, and then as we transition, we're exhaling, in and out. Inhaling and exhaling, in and out. One more time with the breath, inhalation, exhalation, in and out. Okay, from here, let's go ahead and close, bringing that left foot back to the right. I'm going to chat a little bit. I'm going to chat with two visuals. Let's first work with, this is an older visual. But we've got in the wave lots and lots of circles, okay? So theoretically, we're starting with a circle here, and then the back, the yang side is facing the outer aspect of the everything, the universe. And the yin side is closed. The yin side is being protected here. The yin side is that front of the body. And then as we transition, we see that now we've got, there we go. We've got a circle here. We've got a circle at the neck. We've got a circle that's going with the hands. So it's almost as if the hands are tracing a barrel, a big barrel by the side of the body. And the yin side is now more open and the yang side is more closed. So one of the things that we talk about in Chinese medicine with the yin yang aspects is the fact that yin and yang are, you can't have one without the other, and they are intertransforming. So they can actually like turn into one another. And that's true in both theory and in medicine. Then, this series, the the Rejuvenation series, it works on the 8 extraordinary channels, okay? And it actually, each exercise, instead of being modular, like in the basic 8 or in the golden 8, where in the basic 8, you have like one exercise that's geared towards the lung and large intestine, same with the golden 8, or different organ systems. These exercises in the Rejuvenation series open up all the channels of the extraordinary vessels. Okay, so it's not, they're not geared towards 1 or 2. They work on all of them together. For ease of explanation, I'm going to start out with the Ren and the Do, and I'm going to try to hurry. But with the Do, we've got the Sea of Yang. Now, I've talked about it a little bit before. It starts in the lower abdomen, goes down to the perineum, and then comes out, traveling up the spine into the brain, which is the Sea of Marrow, and then also actually comes over and drops down the front of the head and the face to the tip of the nose, and then the mandibular crease, and I'm spacing, but right here, right above the lips. And then the Ren channel starts in the lower abdomen, comes down through the perineum, runs up the front of the body, gets to the chin. That's that's Ren 24. And then it circles around the mouth and then meets Do 28, right? In our facial rejuvenation, we've got Ren 24, and then Do 28 is actually where the lip and the gum meet inside the mouth. And then the Ren channel goes all the way up into the eyes. The Ren is the Sea of Yin, the Do is the Sea of Yang, and what else can I tell you? The Ren channel has lots and lots of lots and lots of front mu points. For instance, for the pericardium, the heart, the stomach, the sanjiao, the small intestine, the urinary bladder, and front mu points are places where the energy of those organ systems converges. I am running out of time. Anyways, the Ren and the Do channels are really, really cool, and some people believe they're actually part of the same system, so they're not separate channels. They flow into one another. And when we're working on that circular breathing, we're working on that flow, that connection between the Yang and the Yin and the Do and the Ren, okay? All right, so lots in that one very, very simple exercise. And the reason why I bring it up is because these channels and these exercises, even when the exercises seem very, very simple, they're doing a whole lot for the body. So let's get back to this wave exercise. We're going to open up. We're going to take the backs of the hands together. We're going to dive those hands between the ankles. We're going to let the head blow towards the hands. We're going to inhale as we sweep up, allowing the hands to part, tracing the barrels to the sides of the body. Exhaling, glancing up. Palms are facing the earth. Inhaling and exhaling. In and out. In and out. Start to work at your own pace. Once again, allowing your body to stay within its parameters of what feels good. So maybe you want to minimize the movement a little bit, make the movement a little more subtle. Or maybe it feels good to allow the movement to be more dramatic. As always, you're letting your breath guide the pace of the movement. Inhaling, allowing that transformation into exhalation. Inhalation and exhalation. And when you're ready, go ahead and release and close by bringing that left foot back to the right. All right, questions?